up? It's your girl, Zan, aka What's Indian Barbie, and we're back with another video. So before I even get into this video, you already know what's up. You already know what's up. You already know what's up. If I'm an unfamiliar face to you guys, or you guys haven't seen me before, hi. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. What can that hurt? It's just a little subscribe down at the bottom. It's not going to kill you. Only makes you stronger, you know, stuff like that. And also while you're at it, if you guys want to, no, you guys are going to, click that bell notification. I'm not trying to sound aggressive, you guys. I just want you guys to see me because I love y'all. Click the notification bell if you guys want to see some more of me, you know, if you want to keep up with me because I don't post that often. So for that sake, you know, just click it for me. So enough of the chit chat. Let's get right into this video. This video is going to be a story time. I haven't done one of those in a while. So let's go ahead and let's get into my life a little bit and why, you know, the awkward, weird, crazy stuff that happens in my life. It's going to be a story time about how I quit a job in just 1 month, which definitely trumps me quitting in a couple of hours. You know, if you guys haven't seen that video, I can go ahead and post that down below, make it a little bit easier for you guys because y'all are going to catch this video just like you're going to catch this video. So the job was Jim and Nick's, and I was working there for only a month. But if you guys don't know what Jim and Nick's is, it's basically like this chain barbecue restaurant, and they have, like, you know, meats, and they have like the usual sides: potato salad, you know, cornbread, all that stuff. But yeah, I was working at the one, Alabama. So I applied for Jim and Nick's around, it was April 2019, April, May-ish 2019. So I applied everything, and of course I got the job. Like, I had 2 interviews. I don't want to say of course, but look at me. Like, why wouldn't I get the job? But yeah, I actually had 2 interviews. I had an interview with the server manager, the manager over the servers, and then I had an interview with the GM in the same day within like 30 minutes of each other. Like, it was the server manager. She was like this lady. I'm gonna call her, because she's gonna be in this story, so I'm gonna call her her cornbread. Because I can't really think of anything, and cornbread was the first thing that came to mind, and they served cornbread there. So I'm gonna call her cornbread. So I had an interview with cornbread first, which was the server bar manager, and then we're gonna name the GM, well, shit, I can't, we're gonna name him Jim. So I had an interview with cornbread first, and then I had an interview with Jim. And at that same day, they told me I got the job, and I was supposed to be at orientation the next day around like 11:30, 12-ish. I got there on time, and I was just sitting in the restaurant, just, you know, sitting there waiting for orientation. And while I'm sitting there, cornbread comes up to me, and she's just all like, oh, the orientation slots are full for this time. You can go ahead and come back around 4 o'clock if you can. And I was just like, okay, sure, cool, not thinking anything of it. I walk out, and as I'm walking out, Jim comes up to me. He chases me down outside, and he's just like, Alexandria. So the problem with everything is, and this is like the first red flag, I should have just been like, you know what, fuck y'all. But he was like, well, the thing is, you came into your interview and your hair was red, and today your hair is blue. And I'm just like, okay, is that an issue? Because, like, I love switching my hair. I have so many wigs, you guys, so many wigs. So I love switching my hair. So I didn't think it was a problem. And he was just all like, oh, well, we only do natural hair colors. I hate that little bit. Natural hair colors. I hate jobs that do that because, like, it's just like basically it cuts the creativity. Like, me personally, I feel like it cuts the creativity. But the fact that he told me that instead of them telling me straight up, like, oh, your hair color is unacceptable, you have to change it up, or next time when you come in, your hair color has to be a natural hair color. They didn't tell me that. So she sent me home, and with me thinking that orientation was full, so that was the first red flag. I'm just like, so instead of you guys telling me this or letting me even stay here just so I can do orientation, you're gonna lie to me and tell me orientation is full, first of all. And then after that, you're gonna tell me, oh, well, it's because of your hair color. So I came back later for orientation. I had like a different wig on. I had put on a black wig, whatever, to appease the masses, whatever. So we continued on with orientation, and that very same day, we actually did like a little run with the shift. Like, I was training that same day. which I was cool with because I'm just like, you know what, the faster I get in, the faster I can start making this money. So I was just walking around with my trainer, and she was just like showing me different things, and she was introducing me to people. And I went to like a certain group because she had walked up to a group of people and she introduced me to them. And we walked up to the group. I noticed like this one girl looked really familiar, and it comes out to be that this same girl is my ex-best friend's best friend. And I'm actually going to do a story time about that, about how we became ex-best friends. It's really stupid. Like, not the story time, but the reason. But yeah, so she was there, and I was like, oh Lord, like, because me and the girl, we hadn't been like cool for like 2019. I was 23. Yeah, I was 23, so we hadn't been cool since high school. Like, we hadn't been cool since I was like actually like 16, 17. So it's been about 7 years. So I'm just thinking like, okay, well, it shouldn't be an issue because it's not like me and this girl got any issues, and it's not like me and my ex-best friend, we didn't really like end on the greatest terms, but it's not like we were like fighting or it was anything serious. And so like when I got up to the group and they introduced me and she said my name, like the trainer said my name, and then the girl was just like, oh yeah, I know you. Didn't you go to, no, I went to but you know that because you know that me and your homegirl used to be best friends. Me thinking that it wouldn't be an issue, and I'm just thinking like, oh, this is just high school shit. This is from high school shit, so it's not like it could be an issue or anything. So as I got to know more people, I started being around more of the people in the back and the servers and the cooks. And it was particularly like this one guy. Well, it was like several guys who were in my face, whatever, but it was like particularly like this one guy who would oh shit, no, wait, okay, wait. So before this, I need to note out that homegirl, my ex-best friend's best friend, I'm gonna what can I call her? Star, whatever. So this one guy in particular who worked in the back, he was kind of like flirting with me, and I don't even want to call it flirting because I wasn't even flirting back. But it was kind of flirtatious type of stuff. Like, he would come up to me, he would ask me certain things. Like, he would just be like, oh, where's your guy at? Whatever, like little stuff like that. And like, I really didn't see it as flirting because I wasn't trying to get with him anyway at that point. Because I'm just new at the job. Like, I'm not trying to flirt with anybody. I'm not trying to like get with anybody. And around the time, even then, I was standing with him, and someone walked up to him while we were like talking or whatever, and they were just like, oh, it was like this girl, she was like, oh, congratulations on the baby, oh my god, I'm so happy for you guys. And he was just like, oh yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm just like, okay, he definitely off limits now. Even though I wasn't even like thinking about getting with him, I'm just like, oh well, he's definitely off limits because he has a whole ass child. So it turns out, you guys, that the guy who was like flirting with me and who was like throwing little stuff at me and like you know, trying to talk to me and stuff, the guy was actually Star's baby daddy. So I didn't realize that until maybe 2 weeks into working there. And around that time, I'm just like, oh Lord, because like this dude's been in my face while she hasn't been there. Like, while she's there, he's not really like talking to me for real. But when she's not there, he'd be in my face. And I guess other people noticed that too. And I guess they told her that I was flirting with him, which even though I wasn't. So at the time there too, there was another guy there, and he was the manager. And it's, oh my god, there's so many people. But the guy who was a manager, and I'm gonna call him Split. But yeah, Split was the manager there. He was the kitchen manager, but he was also Cornbread's boyfriend. And so like there'd be certain times where I'm still in training and I would be looking for a manager, and then I couldn't find anybody, and he'd be the closest person. So I would ask him certain things. I would ask him where this was or how to do this. And I guess Cornbread was feeling some type of way because I was asking him where stuff was. I was asking him, I was going to him, but I'm just like, if I'm training, I'm gonna go to the first manager that I see. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Split, if this is Cornbread's boyfriend, I can't go to him, I can't talk to him. No, of course not. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not trying to get with him, I'm trying to do my job. So if I would see him around, I would ask him. If I'd see another manager around, say if I'd see Jim around, I'd ask him. Like, it wasn't me trying to purposely be in this guy's face. But I guess she felt that way. And the thing about it too is that Jim and Nick's was very cliquey. Like, the girls were very cliquey. So like they were all pretty much just like, oh, this is our little squad and you can't get in. And that was the vibe there. So I really didn't make any friends with any of the girls. The only girls that really talked to me, who I was kind of sort of cool with, were the gay girls. Like, that's it. And there was like 3 of them there. So I was cool with them. And like I was cool with some of the guys, but like the girls who were like the cliquish crew and Cornbread, who was with the cliquish crew, because I guess they were all friends and whatnot, none of them really fucked with me. And the reason why I feel like that is because like with the whole thing with Star and her baby daddy and all that, and then like Cornbread and Split, and I guess they thought I was trying to get with they guys, even though I really wasn't. So I guess word got around that I guess like they thought I was the man stealer. Cause and actually it's a funny story, because that's like the way that me and my ex best friend fell out, was because she thought I took her man, or I was trying to take her man or whatnot, even though I wasn't. But it's so funny how like this started with that, and then how the girls, they all just kind of like sort of like clicked together, and they kind of wasn't fucking with me because they thought I was trying to do the same thing to Star and to Cornbread, which is crazy because it's so funny how people can just like spread word and they can spread rumors and allegations, but yet the person who's involved in the allegations, they'll come to directly and they'll say, hey, so I heard this, or hey, so I heard that, is it true? So instead of doing that, these girls decided to just like do little grimy shit like behind my back, do little like stupid shit. Like they would just like not run my food, or they'd have it one time. I don't know, I've seen this a couple of times where Cornbread, she would legit have my food outside the window for it to get cold, but she didn't do anybody else's food like that. And I noticed that the first time I was like, okay, maybe she's just packing it up for me, or maybe she's just like traying it for me so I can take it to my table. But nah, she was basically letting my food get cold so my customers could not tip me and complain and shit. So one of the nights I was working, I got into it with one of the clique girls because I had like an inside section in one of my sections, and apparently I had an outside section too, but nobody told me. Of course, nobody told me. So they had some people sitting outside, and they were sitting outside for like maybe 15 minutes. And then the girl comes up to me and she was just like, oh yeah, you had a table outside. They've been outside there for 15 minutes. And I'm just like, well, I wasn't aware of me having a section outside. And she was just like, oh, well, you do. And then she walked away. So I was just like, well, you could have told me. And then she was just like, I did tell you. And I was just like, well, you could have said a little bit louder so I could hear it. And then she was just like, what? I was like, you could have said a little bit louder so I could hear it. And then I walked off because she was mouthing off. She was like, nah, 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 nah. Don't nobody care about none of that. Like, no, I'm not going to fight with you. I said what I said, and I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm going to keep it moving. So after that, the dynamic pretty much was really tense too. Like, these girls, every time I walked around, they just be like looking at me, glaring at me, just watching me for no reason. And they were just pretty much just talking shit about me. Like, I'd walk past and they would snicker and shit. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, like, this is pretty much for the birds. Like, I'm still gonna make my money, but this is like low-key pissing me off. So the last straw for me basically was like, I was just like, fuck this job, was when I had a shift scheduling, and I was scheduled to work the shift at 4 o'clock. And at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like get there when I get there. Not like I got there kind of late or anything. I got there like around 4:10, and like I had got clocked in, and I was in the bathroom just putting on like perfume and putting on lip gloss and stuff. And it was somebody else in the bathroom with me. It was another server. I don't know what her name, like I forgot what her name was, whatever. But that's not important. But the Cornbread walks in, and then she's just all like, oh, it's about time you showed up. And like me and the girl, I guess the girl had been late too. And then so the girl was just like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Cornbread. I just had this. She's like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And I knew she had meant that dig to me. Cause like I know she hadn't seen me when I walked in. And so the fact that she was like saying it, the way she said it, she was just like, oh, it's about time you showed up. Like the way she said it, she had like a hint of attitude in her voice. And I knew it wasn't directed at the girl because they were friends. Like she was a part of the cliquish squad. So I know it wasn't for her. So I didn't say anything. I just let them talk and I walked out the bathroom. Like, work continues on and I have like my tables and stuff and I'm just running around getting stuff from my tables. And then I had like a table I was getting their food for and like their food had came up. And so I watched because like at Jim and Nick's, you can see the like little kitchen side. It's like a little window, open window where the servers can walk through like the door, but there's like no blinds or anything preventing the customers from seeing from what's the inside. So I saw Cornbread. She was talking to her friends, Kiki and all that stuff, and she had my food sitting out on the tray in a thing. So I grabbed the food and I'm just like, you know what? Let me just run my shit before the shit get cold. Cause I'm just like, y'all keep trying me. Y'all been trying me with this shit like the whole entire time I was working there. So today was like my last straw. I grabbed it and like I was giving my tables all their food and I realized I was missing a side for one of my tables. And so I think what was it? I think it was like macaroni and cheese or it was something or green bean. No, I think it was green beans. So like when I went back there, I was looking for the green beans because like it was like stuff in the window. So I went back to the service station to get my green beans and I saw that she had them in her hand and she was just like, oh, someone's missing some green beans or whatever. And I was just like, those are mine. And so she ignored me. And she was just like, I guess you so-and-so can have these for your table and then we can make some more or blah, blah, blah. And so like, I was like, those are mine again, but she was ignoring me. So I walked up to her, I grabbed them out her hand and I was like, those are mine. And I walked away. And she was just standing there looking dumb as fuck like, yeah, bitch, like you heard me the first 2 times. This is when I know I have to leave a job because if I feel like I have to get violent or I feel like I have to get aggressive towards somebody, I know I have to leave a job because there's no reason for me to get violent and aggressive. I'm not a violent and aggressive person. So when someone brings that out of me, it just feels it's like a toxic environment for me. Because if you can bring that out of me, then I shouldn't be in the area where like someone can bring that out of me. So the rest of the night, her and the girls were pretty much ignoring me, and she kept on giving me little death stares and stuff like that. And after that night, I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this place. So after that, I never went back. I didn't even tell them I wasn't going to come back. I almost forgot, you guys. Okay, so before all this happened, though, I had put in a request sheet to change my availability. Yeah, I was trying to take off for, I believe it was a Friday. It was a Friday because I was trying to take off for my nephew's birthday party. And like I had put a request in like a week and a half before because they hadn't made schedules yet. And she had denied my request. So I was just like, okay, well, I made it like a week and a half in advance and you denied my request. Like I had a feeling it was something personal doing with me. So when I went there and I told the GM, I was just like, yeah, like I made a request and she denied it. And I don't know why. I feel like it's a problem with her. And so I guess he told her because she got me and she was just all like, oh, well, the reason why you couldn't put your request in was because those are our blackout days and Mother's Day is Sunday and da, 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 da. And I'm just like, well, Mother's Day is on Sunday and I'm trying to take off on Friday. Like I will work Mother's Day. I have no problem with that. That's good money. But I'm working, but I want to take off on Friday for my nephew's birthday party. And then she was like, well, we'll see what we can do. So yeah, you guys, that was another reason why I felt like she was just directing this shit onto me because she was mad because I guess she thought I was trying to take her guy. And then she's friends with Cornbread. So I was pretty much just, okay, all y'all trying to gang up on me. I'm not feeling this shit. So after all this shit, I just left and I didn't tell them I was leaving. So that's the story time about how I left after a month, you guys. And yeah, it was for the birds. Like it just wasn't for me. So that's the end of my story, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that you guys watch me. You guys love me. You guys really love me. I appreciate you guys so much and I hope you guys have a blessed and a wonderful day and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.